And we're underway. Leroy Carter underneath it for New Zealand. Roka Lesoa to Joe Webber, Dylan Collier, and a dream teamer from Hamilton last week, young Roderick Solo. There's a glimpse of what he can do, just beating players straight out of the blocks here. Dixon nearing 100 tries for New Zealand on the Sevens World Series, and the action man here, Leroy Carter, who just somehow gets away from the attentions of Angeo, but then gets put over the sideline. KT, how do you think your countrymen would have recovered after that close run thing in the Cup final last weekend?
Oh no, they were pretty happy. Now obviously disappointed not to win at home, but they're happy in the fact that they've introduced some guys such as Roderick Solo into the group, and they're starting really to thrive and give positive actions to this team.
As I mentioned, first overall on the standings, despite not winning a Cup title this season, New Zealand. Can you have a penalty at the line?
15.
Well, the Kenyans, I expect these guys to go to the set piece. They did it yesterday in their own game, and they lost to South Africa, using the line out, and they like to use this as a launching point. If they crash in the midfield or short, and then try and have players coming around and go from there. Damien McGrath, you know, he loves a short ball.
Tunga throws in the direction of Angeo, goes over the top, but well reacted was Tony Amondi to make sure they secured possession. Here's Wakesa with the tape on the face. And New Zealand most tries of any team this season, through the 100 mark. Try scoring has not been a problem for the 13-time series champions. Here's Okeyo, offloads the ball to Angeo. New Zealand have the ball back. Webber, oh, was it forward? No, play on, says the referee, and here comes the rocket man, Akila Roka Lesoa. New Zealand strike first.
And this is where they were so dangerous. In the previous week's competition in Hamilton, New Zealand, the breakdown and the turnovers there. There's the mistake. There's a switch from Joe Webber, the eyes up from him, realising where the space was. They were so condensed with Kenya because they had the ball in hand, and Roka Lesoa continues to score tries.
Yeah, he's having a great season, nearing 50 all time. And that man, Roderick Solo, has been scoring plenty of his own.
Don't worry about the clock. It's time off for the boot here.
It will be Akila. New Zealand lead Kenya 7-0. This is for Webber, does well to knock it down to Solo. Here's Sione Molia, who has captained the New Zealand Sevens in the past, to the current skipper Dixon. Back inside to Roka Lesoa. Carter, Collier, Webber. Nicely timed ball to Solo. Every time he gets near the rugby ball, something seems to happen for New Zealand. Carter, Roka Lesoa. Cut out ball. Molia will run it in for New Zealand. That was efficiency personified with the ball in hand from the All Black Sevens.
Yeah, and it's rolling like this because their edges are running so good. That's the nice line run by Joe Webber out to Solo. See, look at the metres that he gains on that far side. They send 3 defenders there, so they've got to be short elsewhere. Got the wiggle in the middle with Roka Lesoa. He throws another beautiful pass to Sione Molia, who's been running strong on the other side.
Sione Molia, Olympic silver medalist from Tokyo. Took some time off for the arrival of his second child last year. Good to see him back in black for New Zealand. Abakusi.
Tackle, release.
Of course, the subplot for Kenya here is that they're currently in the relegation bracket. So any points they can pick up at every tournament are important. That's going to help. Wakesa just sits down Sam Dixon. You don't see that very often. John Okoth.
Fell into it.
Sidestep in midfield from Brian Tanga. This is better from Kenya. Here's Wabridi. Offloads the ball to Wakesa. He's the go forward, isn't he? Good lineup of numbers here for Kenya. Abakusi now. On the cut is John Okoth, who played for the Kenyan 15s team at inside centre in that final qualification tournament in Dubai last year. Leroy Carter those onto it, and they're queuing up for New Zealand. And Dylan Collier will score for the All Black Sevens.
But again, another turnover from the breakdown. Kenya actually had 3 players there. Here's the initial run earlier on. Just gets caught in a weak position. Sam Dixon there from Wakesa. Just a halfback. Wasn't heads up. He's trying to secure the ball. The ball was actually out past his feet. Carter was the one that reacted the quickest, and well, Dylan Collier. Good reward for a guy who just does his yards.
Yeah, one of those quiet achievers in this New Zealand Sevens team. Look at that. Through 31 years of age now, but 61 tries in 45 events. Made his debut at his home tournament in Wellington. Time's almost out here at the end of the first half. New Zealand will play South Africa in their final group game. The Blitzboks are 2 from 2. Should this result stay the same, and that'll be a game to decide Pool B. 3 games for the men today, 2 pool games, and the Cup quarterfinals are now super session tonight here. That's going to be fun, KT.
Oh, it's going to be loaded, that's for sure. And it just changes the mentality, doesn't it? The approach to a tournament. 1 game on one day and 3 today. Very different.
So clock's in the red. Final play here. First half, Tanga just running across field. Here's Alvin Otieno, who disappeared from the 7 series for a while. We spent a bit of time playing some Club 7s in France and a bit of time on holiday in Vancouver as well, we understand. That's going to take us to half-time.
Here's the defence just to shut out this first 7 minutes. It's been a pretty good half for the All Black Sevens, very controlled.
Season, of course, went very close. Led Argentina by 12 points at home last weekend in the gold medal match before the Pumas found a way back. Brady Rush, who's out there in the number 2 shirt, you can see him in the centre of shot, almost came up with the winner right in the final moment of the match, Carl.
Yeah, I was just talking to him earlier on in the week in the breakfast. He thought, I said, mate, you look like you got it down. You're quite confident. He said, I was, until I saw the replay. How does that make sense in FC? Because I don't know.
It was almost a fairy tale with his father, the great Eric Rush, watching on from behind the post, right near where he tried to put the ball down. Close run thing.
Sit.
Kenya, who beat Fiji in a cup final of their own in Singapore back in 2016. Still their greatest day in rugby sevens history. And that man, Nelson Oyu, has just lost the ball in contact. He scored one of their crucial tries in that game.
It's over.
Molia to Dixon. Here's Rokolisoa. Hot stepper. Akila Rokolisoa, watch him. As is Solo to Carter, who's a bit more straight up and down. Loves mixing it in the contact, the tough stuff. There's Leroy. Dixon. Little looping run from Rokolisoa. Loose ball again in front of Brady Rush. Solo rather, just flicks it up to Rush. Here's Molia to Dixon. This is Roccolo Solo. Oh, the little cute chip through, but
no control. You lost it first. No control.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Yeah, well, New Zealand actually got the ball in Kenya's half, and then they went back into their own 22.
Hang on, the Buffalo.
Okay, get away, boys. Let's go back.
He's in a bit of a wrestling match here with Akira Roccolo. All's well that ends well.
Yeah, there's a bit of afters.
You can send him on.
I think he's saying he's lost control here, so it'd be interesting to see there. Yeah, that's fair enough. He kicked it, but I think he's lost control first.
You lost it first. That wasn't a kick.
So what's happened? He's lost control of the ball first, and then he's kicked it on top of that. If you have a control, that's play on, but
it's interesting that, isn't it? Because if you're running at pace and that happens, you probably get away with it.
Just wait.
If it lands on your foot and you kick it ahead.
Heads up on the holding ring.
Make sure about your angle.
Yeah, looked like
Crouch.
a fair call. AJ Jacobs, the referee.
Bind.
Got to say, our officials do a fabulous job on the Sevens World Series. They get together before every event. They have meetings with the coaches and go through different interpretations. On a sharp line here is Abakusi for the Shujaa pride of Kenya. Said farewell to a couple of their greats this week. Collins Injera officially announced his retirement, and William Bucker is here this weekend. There's Human Humwa, now one of their old stages, and Alvin Otieno on Roccolo, who throws him on the deck. So Roccolo has the last say with that little battle. Slow to get up and back play as well. There's Alvin, there's a loose pass in front of Sione Molia. Just a bit of
more than enough advantage.
Inefficiency here from New Zealand in the second half.
oh, they just had a bit of a talking with each other. Now Roccolo gets him back, and he's still not happy. Copped it a little bit. I'm not quite sure where he got hurt, but little man on the big man, and little man, look at that, sizing it up. I got you, champ.
12. Who's 12?
Oh, I'd say you've gone around there. Come on, big boy, get up, son.
Well, it's like a
Tarmac on.
Buffalo's his nickname. Akila's more your kind of hyena size, isn't he?
Oh, there. Nippy ass. Annoying.
Wants a chat. Mugabe Black off the bench for New Zealand. Brady rushes there. Gets it away from the breakdown. Molia. Here is Roccolo to Collier. Does well to hold that in just over the sideline.
You've got a one-man
sometimes it's good to have the nickname Buffalo, and sometimes not. Like in a court session, it's not to be called good nickname Buffalo, isn't it?
Left-hand drinker, I understand.
Yeah, always.
Big Alvin.
Number 4.
What about the Dutch DA? She's
and
a shocker.
27.
Nikki Quayle. Always Buffaloes. Put it out there for the world to hear, Nikki.
Well, that man's got an umbrella in his left hand to shade himself from the hot sun here in Sydney. The mercury's going to be pushing 30.
You stay there. This is you, Kenya. This is your
It's just
gap.
another element that adds to it. There was a bit of rain overnight, and once it's cleared, man, it's got extremely hot here today.
Yeah, rain did come down heavily in the Super Session last night as the women closed out the action on day one. Different conditions this morning. There's Peyton Spencer. What a debut he had yesterday. 2 tries in his first game. Roderick Solo looking for it to sit up. It does so beautifully. He's got the Midas touch right now. Does Roddy Solo.
Oh, isn't it just such a luxury to have some extreme pace on the outside of your team? And that's what he's got, one-on-one. Size up the situation. A number of teams already in the morning session have used the kick in behind, because a lot of sides are not employing a sweeper. And if you can do that skill at full noise, which is very, very tough, then that's the end result. 5 points under the horns.
I love that smile. It's so infectious. He just brings the good vibes, doesn't he?
Yeah, and the whole thing about the New Zealand All Black Sevens team is their whole mantra is about love for each other, love for going out and spending time with each other, and the performances will come. So that's the whole thing in their whole ethos.
I think they've learnt from the Black Ferns in that as well, KT, who play with such good energy. We know the smiling assassin, Stacey Flula, in all forms of the game, and the boys seem to have taken some of that on board. It's great to see. Lewis Ormond off the bench for New Zealand, and 23. Former basketballer, famous basketball number, of course. Ball's been dropped.
Bondage for the knock.
It's been a real feature this season of the All Black Sevens is their defence, 26. But the more important thing is the nil, I think. It was good last week in Hamilton as well. It's a major reason why they got to that cup final.
Yeah, Clark Laidlaw's done a fine job. We mentioned they're the leading try scorer. There's Clark Laidlaw, Scotsman, coaching New Zealand, with the hat on in the centre of shot there, supported by Tomasi Thama, a great of New Zealand Sevens, former teammate of yours, Carl, in the bucket hat. And Ewan McIntosh, also a assistant coach with this team.
Tomasi actually still running around against the guys at training. That's
So unbind, I need you to come up.
still is.
I was talking to Clark actually about being the son of former great players. Tomasi was one, his father, the same name, played for Fiji, brilliant player. Clark himself, comes from a very famous Scottish rugby family, and of course Peyton Spencer here this weekend, and son of the great King Carlos. There he is with the ball in hand, Roderick Solo. Bit of extra pressure when you've got family have done great things in the game. There is Spencer, making sure they record the ball from this breakdown. Amanaki Nicole flings it back to McGarvey Black. Lewis Ormond. Oh, that's nice. Lewis Ormond. He's got McGarvey Black, but he won't need him. Oh, there was plenty of cover for Kenya, but Lewis Ormond, there's spiders on his back. No one wants to touch him.
Oh, the old boy's still showing. He's got a bit of razzle in the mizzle. There's the step. There's another one to come to. Lock it up. There it is. Oh, beautiful. Says hello too to some of the Whānau family back at home. He knows where the camera is. There it is.
Well, he's been around for a while. He should know where the cameras are. 2015, Hong Kong. He made his debut. Lewis Ormond finishes it off for New Zealand here. Their second win in pool play. They're en route to the Cup quarterfinals tonight, 33-0 against Kenya.